Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Sunday Sketch. It is a mostly nice Sunday. I don't know. We're having some weather. Anyway, I saw Ready Player One recently, and it was a fun enough movie, and they had a lot of really neat references. Um, but one of them that I thought was kind of crazy was they had a character from Battleborn, which is a game that I haven't thought about in a long time, but it definitely looked like a character from Battleborn. It looked like the mushroom guy. So anyway, I thought I would draw some Battleborn characters, just because this is the first time I've thought about it in a while. So let's see what we got. Oh yeah, let's draw that robot count dude. His name is Marquis, apparently. He's pretty neat. So, let's bring in our reference. Bam, Marquis. LLC. Not really sure if it's an LLC thing. Hi, Zoe. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? As always, if there is anything that you'd like me to sketch out, I will give it a try. Okay, so gonna do my character breakdown. I do find it interesting that he is, if you look closely, let me zoom in here if you can see it. He's holding his gun with his pinky out, which is kind of crazy. He's a fancy gentleman. This was not the character that was in Ready Player One, by the way, but still, sort of definitely a neat design. One of my favorites from the game. Do a bigger pencil. There we go. And then shoulders, and then you can basically see his rib cage. He's a robot, but he's still definitely got that humanoid look to him. Turns his head there. And you can pretty much still see all of the human shaped stuff. Right? And then his knee is, this one's here, this one's probably behind that thing there, that letter thing. Huh. Profile pick in a different position. Okay. I'll give it a shot. Put a pause on this. And let's take a look. Let's see. Got to pull up a bigger version of that image. Oh, that's pretty. That's actually really cute. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Okay, so let me just toss this in a folder, and I'll try this character later. Boop, gone. And let's see what we can do real quick. So this image is of a girl with some what looks like flowers on her head and a cute little shirt. So let's see what we got. Let's do. I know. I don't want to start with that. Starting with the head, I've found sometimes it works for certain characters if their head is like really prominent, but it tends to throw off my pose. So, in general, so let me just do some real quick posing. Yeah, I can work with that. I like that. Do 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 do. Okay. Let's get now the flowers and everything. It's very like red tinted, so I'm gonna take this red, kind of do a dark red for my line work. Because as my instructors have said, and those of you who have watched me long enough have probably heard me say this as well, I've been told that you should just never use black if you can avoid it. So I'm gonna avoid it. Let's see. All right. Oh, I'm just trying to do one of those cutesy sort of, you know, peace sign kind of things. It's maybe a little more anime than I should do, but I think it would look kind of cute. And then, of course, the flower crown. Kind of up around here. You got that nice sweater. I actually really like the design of the sweater or shirt. Seems like a sweater to me. The placement of the hearts is a little weird. Realism is, it's difficult. I've heard that once you can accomplish realism in your art, then you can basically do anything. And that definitely seems to be true. But I do find it difficult to do like heavily stylized stuff, because I tend to get drawn into more. I tend to always get drawn more towards realism than I used to, and that just comes from practice and using a lot of references. But I've been trying to get back into more stylized work. And but then one thing that I've been told by some of my instructors is really don't try to have a style, right? Like you don't need, or I think what she meant when she told me that was that like you don't need to put effort into trying to have a style. Style comes from the choices that you make as an artist. So for instance, right now I'm doing a lot of, I don't like that finger. I'm doing a lot of really sketchy stuff, and I've made some decisions about proportions, dimensions, how I drew the eyes, for instance. Like that's a style. Actually, I need to come under here a little bit. And all of these things come together to make all of these things together are your style. You don't have to like make a bunch of conscious decisions as to what your style will be. You certainly can do that, but I think she was really trying to get me to focus more on fundamentals than on trying to have a style. I wouldn't worry too much about the hearts. I think it's a really cute sweater, actually. And then we'll just end it there, and it'll be like a little bust. Just a little bust. And let's see. So now I think what I'm gonna do is I want to do this one in chalk. I can do this chalk pastel sort of brush, and I think that'll look interesting. So let's see if I can get the hair. Oh, it's actually really like a sandy blonde. Let's see what I can do with that. So start with a dark base. It's gonna be longer on this side because her head's tilted over. And actually I don't like that. Let's do that. Let's take that. There we go. That's better. Nope. Needs to go with gravity a little bit more. So let's do that. There we go. That works better for me. And now we take a light color and we're gonna put that on top, trying careful not to take away from some of the dimensions of it. add a little bit more yellow, and I'm going to take a smaller brush here. Oof, that looks kind of gross, actually. Dark color, that's a little too much, so let's go there. That's better. And really I'm just adding, okay, it's darker here, it's lighter here, and that's going to add some depth to the hair. At least that's the hope. Gonna give it a little bit more blonde look in the very front. Then kind of finish off the shadows with a little bit more of a red. Okay, so let's try and do the roses. So here we'll do a dark red. Let's fade that out a little bit so we can see what we're working with. Then we're going to take a light pink color and go even smaller. Or the flowers, I don't know if they're roses exactly. But that's kind of how I'm going to draw them. Alrighty. Enjoy your snack, and I will see you in a little bit. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then let's see what kind of skin tone. Definitely fair skin. So we're going to go big. Not a lot of detail in here. Then we're going to lighten it up significantly. Excellent. Snacks are fantastic. And then let's lighten it in just a couple spots. It's a little too light. Let's take take a blend tool to it. I don't like that either. Let's just get rid of the white. I think the white's too light. Let's go with a very light color, but not white. There we go. It's a little better. I'm using a program called Clip Studio Paint Pro right now. I have also used Photoshop and a few other programs. But right now, it's all about that Clip Studio. I'm just gonna white out her face because I think I'm losing some of my definition, or what I was trying to add as far as definition. Lighten that up. There we go. That's fine. Then let's add some shadows back. Ooh, that's a little dark. A little too dark. A lot too dark, really. Okay. Nope. Put the eye in the wrong place. Let's swap those so I can see where I'm. There we go. So add a little bit of shadow there, a little bit of shadow there. And then let's see. What color do we want to make her eyes? Let's say, probably based on the hair, I'm guessing they're going to be kind of light. I mean, not that they have to be light. But because the character's eyes are closed, kind of shifted down, it's hard to tell. So we're just going to have to make a decision. How's it going? Whoop. There we go. Welcome to the stream. And let's put some eyebrows on there. Always glad to have more people. More the merrier, right? There we go. And then fade this out some more. Start adding some details. Sure, why not? Sounds perfect. Let's see. Gotta get those shadows back in there. So let's draw some of those. Shadows under the nose. So you can tell where the nose is. Then a little bit of a shadow there where the lip is. And I also need to darken up the lip a little bit because people have different colored lips, you know. Let's adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. And we're gonna do just a little bit of something. I tend to make the top lip darker because there's going to be a shadow there, usually. Depends on how it's lit. There we go, make it look like she's smiling. And let's fix up those eyes a little bit. Not entirely satisfied with them. Ooh, no. So more like something like that. Ooh, that's not the color I wanted. Gotta be real careful not to break it, if that makes sense. Sometimes if you do too much, right? Wait, you, oh my goodness. I look up at the stream and I'm like, oh, things. Story time. Wait, do you guys have school on Sunday? It is Sunday, right? I'm not crazy. Oh. Oh, time zones. I see. Well, thank you. Bulgaria. Cool. keep using smaller and smaller pieces of chalk. You got a hamster? Oh, bye, Zoe. Please don't get in trouble. I never had a hamster. My little brother had a hamster, but I never did. See, now it's starting to look like a face. Ah, that's funny. Let's get rid of some of this. Tighten this up a little bit. All right. And then let's take that nice dark red that we were using earlier. And add just a little bit. To a few places. There we go. All right. And then the rest of this was a sort of light gray, dark gray color combination for the sweater, so that's what we do here. Should be pretty nice and easy. The best time to wear a striped sweater is any time. Do-do-do. There we go. And then we go to a darker gray. It's just going to be right across here. And then also here. And here. And we're also going to get some in the neckline here. Just to kind of help shape it a little bit. Okay. And then the big red hearts. Right there and right there. And then I gotta try and duplicate the skin everywhere. This part doesn't need to be as detailed, really. So we're gonna get the dark red color again. Just add some definition so that I don't end up losing some of the shapes. Okay, and then let's take a dark gray, but a slightly lighter gray than the dark gray, right? And we're just gonna add that. Into here. And back here. Right, just so you get an idea, a better idea of the shape of it. And then let's add that red again. I think that's going to be the place for it. How does it feel to draw? Okay, that's a good question. It takes some getting used to. Drawing with paper, you definitely have a more tactile feel, right? And tactile just, referring to the physicality of it. It's I will say that it is much more difficult to erase. I tend to be a little bit heavier handed on a lot of physical things, so that's why I tend not to use watercolors and things like that in real life, because I just go really hard. I am not drawing on an iPad. I have a Cintiq tablet. So actually, here, I'll show you. So there's my setup. And it's a tablet that you can just plug into your computer. And hopefully, oh, you guys can't see that very well. But it's just a tablet that I plug into my computer. Anyway, that was maybe not the best attempt. Anyway, and it plugs into my computer, and it's a screen, and I can literally draw like directly onto the screen with my tablet pen. See here. So because of that, it feels pretty decent. It is a lot like drawing on an iPad, I'll tell you that much, but it's got a more refined sensitivity and things like that. So it takes a little getting used to. It took a little getting used to, but I feel like I am used to it now. And it's not a one-to-one comparison with you know, actual paper and stuff. I do tend towards it more often, just because then I don't have to replace sketchbooks, you know, and keep buying supplies. I can do more work this way, and a little bit faster as well. I would love to go more physical a lot of the time. Like, I'd love to learn how to actually paint, that kind of thing. But there are just limits on what I can do right now. So I find that using the tablet is convenient more than anything else. And it gets pretty decent results. PC processor, you know, I'm not very familiar with the specs, to be honest. I'd have to take a look into my PC properties, or wherever that information is kept. That hand gets kind of lost in there, doesn't it? There we go, now it's starting to look like a hand. I definitely got to add like an outline to it though. Otherwise, it just gets completely lost. Postal 2 or 3? All right, I'll look into it. I don't have any games planned for this week in particular, so I might do that for my game stream. I'll have to take a look. I do try, if it is too brutal, I do try to keep my channel, you know, family friendly and all of that as much as I can. I don't draw too many weird things or play a ton of violent games. Although I did do a part of a playthrough on Vampire the Masquerade, and that game was a little intense for what I wanted. But I'll look into it for sure. Let's see what we got. Okay. I think that is basically where I'd like it. I can add more lights and shadows to it. And that can help define the image. I do know I had a lot of fun with Portal, so I was thinking about Portal 2, which apparently I've played before, but I don't really remember because the co-op on that was so just utterly forgettable. That I think it's just because it didn't really have a plot or anything in the co-op. Okay. The game is banned in New Zealand and Australia. Postal is not family friendly, by the way. Okay. Well, maybe I'll take a pass on it then. Cause I don't know. I want to be able to share what I do with as many people as I can, you know. So I try to keep things relatively PG. Let's add some more shadows. I might play it on my own time, see if it's any good, but if it's really bad, then maybe it's best saved for not YouTube. Getting a lot of signals from my boyfriend. He's like, no, bad idea. I'm like, okay. Ooh. Gotcha. All right. Well, there is our chalky sort of painting. Should look it up so you know what we're talking about. It wants to offend people? Wow. Ooh. That sounds upsetting. Okay. I'll look it up for sure, but we'll probably skip on that then. In the meantime, I've got time for probably one more quick sketch, not to this level, most likely, because I only got like 10 minutes left. So, anything you want me to sketch? For now, I'm gonna go back to the Battleborn guy I was working on, Mr. Marquis, and you, young lady, can go down in the corner. Thank you. Sketch me. I'm not sure what you look like, honestly. I need a reference. So give me a reference and then we'll talk. I look like YouTube. All right, sure, let's do it. Put Marquis away. We'll get a nice group photo going on. And let's do big chalk lines. Let's see. I think I made that red a little too dark. One thing that I just noticed that I keep doing this, turning my head to the side like that. I feel like I should definitely, because I see a lot of other artists actually like turn their page around to get better angles and stuff, and that's a fairly common practice. And in fact, I can do it in, uh, with physical media if I'm working with paper and stuff like that. But I'm like, man, I just turn my head a lot. I just end up going like this while I'm drawing, and I'm like, maybe I should figure out a way to stop that. Okay, so we've got YouTube, and then whoops, nope, don't do that. You go there, and you go there. Bam. And there you have it, folks. Let's, I'm gonna put a little more depth into this YouTube here. just add some lines around the edges. Oop, hide you for a second. There you go. And then let's do like a bright. Brighter red there. I think that looks better. Bam! Done. Dunzo. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oop, that's a lot. There we go. Welcome back, Zoe. You are just in time for... Basically, we're at the end, actually. Oh, I actually see that I screwed up a spot. Because we are about at my time for today. I do these art streams for about an hour. Sometimes more, but just depends on how the day's going. Let's come back here with some white. And let's do that with some painty and just... And there we go. Got Zoe. Godzilla. I like it. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. I had a lot of fun. Oh, don't get expelled. That would be bad. That would be bad. And I will see you guys on Tuesday for some game. Probably not Postal from the sounds of it, but definitely some game or another. I'll pick out one. And I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye, friends.